I'm not gonna be good at this. So you see, it's like Fall Guys a little bit, this one. Oh! Ooh. So anyhow, we're going to go to the studio. So if we go here, we just click on create, and then just this one. So we are using block, so we have to change it to block project. But basically, this is foundation. This is where the light, like the light will come in. That's the center part, and that's where the light will come in. We can change it if we want to, but normally we don't need to change it. Like you can totally change where it's coming from and stuff using the arrow over here. If you want to change it, of course you can also change where is it gonna be. So over here on this side we will have all the panel. We will have the model panel. The model is where all the 3D model, the ready-made, the preset 3D model is all over here. It's been categorized by all these different category. That's vehicle. So if you click on the see all, you'll be able to see more of it. So the shift button, last time I tried to do it, it works, but if it, as you can see right now, it doesn't work. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I think because they keep on updating it, so it's not stable right now. So there's building, there's like a structure, nature, all the trees, the grass, all the stone and rock is over here, furniture, decoration and stuff. And then below that is the asset. The asset is more of the things that you can customize. For example, is mesh. This is if you want to do your own shape or your own object or 3D model, you can combine this shape together and stuff. This is basic shape first, and then we have layer where all the materials that is inside your stage is over here. So this is your light, your ambient light, and then this is the ground that I normally don't like to use. You can totally move it around and stuff, but you can also just delete it, what I normally did when I have my own base. Base is important, right? Just that so when you fell, right, when you fell out of the game place, the game stage or something, it can return you back to the starting point. So it's actually quite important to have it, but I just do not want this one because it doesn't look nice. If you see over here, this is my means my asset. The cool thing is you can upload your own 3D model. So you can have, it should be on the GLB format though. Like this one is in GLB format, then you can bring it, then you can just click and it will come out here. I'm not quite sure if this one still exists for me. I don't remember having this thing. Oh, it's still there. So you see, I click it. This one I just took it from some free 3D model website, whatever is this thing. Okay, so you can upload totally your own 3D model from other place. You just need to be on the GLB formatting. You can also upload your image. If you want pictures over here, you can totally display picture. You can totally display video. So like this, I have a video of a tutorial. So because last year I was making like a class and I'm showing my video in a class. It's like a metaverse kind of thing, right? Metaverse world. So like you don't attend the class physically, you attend the class online, which is on this platform. So the student will have their own avatar. Like I have my own avatar. So you just walk into the class and then you see this video over there. So that was like what I do last year. So you can also have sound effects, song, whatever you want. So all the format that can be used is over here. You can see over here, this is all the formatting that you can use. But that's what it is. So anything that you favorite, that you like, you favorited will come out here. You can just favorite something over here like this one. You can just favorite it. So that's about it over here. And at the top here, you can see there's a toggle. So it's a toggle between the design mode and the code mode, the studio mode. So if I put on over here, then I can see the code. So we are doing block coding. I'll show you how the block coding looks like. So for block coding, you can't really classify all the different code. Everything will be on the same window, which is the default script. So you just click on here, then it will come out like this. So for the block coding, this is how it looks like. So right now I didn't put anything else, any other object yet. So you can only see my avatar. So if I click my avatar, then this is the kind of function that is currently available over here. So as you can see, it's very limited. It's not a lot. So that's why things that we can do, game that we can do in block code using block code is quite limited, but still we can do some of it. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this. You just right click, then you can delete it out because we're not using it. So if you toggle this off, then you come back to the designing part, and then over here is file. It's just the save. So it's important, of course, to save your file. Because sometimes your PC can hang or something, and then you might lose all your work. So it's better to save. If you go for save to file, it will save locally. Not necessarily you have to do it, because you can just save it on cloud online over here itself. If you save to file, then you can also open from file. Then so this is if you want to import your own 3D model from other website or something that you do, like you might do it on different website like Tinkercad or something, then you can do over there, and then you can import it over here. You can also export something. Let's say you do something using the mesh, right? You do your own object and something, and you want to use it on different website, also possible. You just export it. You just choose the whole thing and then you export it. Or you can also save it as asset. It means it will save it on your own asset over here, on the my asset over here. Then you can use it across the this platform. So if anything, you can have help. They have their own Discord where you can ask questions directly to the staff that's doing this, or you can go for their wiki. So the most interesting part about their wiki is this. They are Korean companies, so of course the website will be in Korean, but they actually have also English. Okay, so for international, and something that is special for Malaysia people, because actually have requested them to do the Malaysia version, which is actually I'm the one who translated this. This is all my translation. I translated this website to Malaysia language, to Malay language. So people who are Malaysia who feel like they can't read the English one, then they also have option for it in Malaysia, in Malay language. I mean, in Bahasa Malaysia. Wow, that's so hard. We have over here, you have all the tutorial, the simple tutorial over here, which I'm also gonna explain later on inside this stream. I will explain, but basically all the basic that you needed is over here. So but the problem is they don't have the tutorial for block coding. They only have tutorial for the text coding. So if you good at text coding, you can do it. Even if you're not good at the text coding, you can learn the basic over here. This is also how I learned to do the game with text coding. I just use this website. Actually, I just use their own wiki to learn how to do with text. But of course, it takes some time, like I said, because I'm not like very expert with text, so I always have to refer back here. So it takes longer time for me. But anyway, they have this thing where you can do it. So that's about it. So they have AI assistant. So let's say you don't want to go to the Redbrick wiki, right? You can also go here and then ask the question about the object. Like you can, hello. Right now, they only have like the Korean, not even Korean language, I think, because it's based on GPT. So it's quite limited. So you have to use English though over here. So you can just, let me see. Hello, can you explain about the asset? So it's what they're already feeding them. So of course in the future it's gonna be more robust. Right now probably the only thing that is in the wiki is also over here. The rest will be added in the futures over here. So that's their AI assistant. Top of here, we have all the navigation button that we needed. Some of it we're going to use often, some of it might not. It depends on your style, what kind of person you are when you're using it. I normally use some of it I use often. Okay, so this is undo button, redo button, very specific. You can also just use your Control Z to do your undo, just like normal window function. So this is the position button when you, okay, so now is the time that we can actually take some model or object for us. Okay, so we can definitely get the some model over here, right? But we can also just make our own model. So let's make our own model. That will be in the asset. Not really make our model per se, but like, you know, we can just do it. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna just take this cubeboard shape. So that's it. It gave us over there, right? So right now it's small. We can make it bigger, but you see the position. When you click on the position, right, then you can use the arrow to move it around. So the arrow, left and right arrow to move it left and right. This one is the front and back arrow to move it further and closer to you, and also the up and down arrow to move it up and down, of course. You should also pay attention to over here, this tiny axis over here is Z, X, and Y. So you can see from there, this is like Y, and then this is like the Z, and this is like the X. So you need to know this. This is mathematics. It's kind of a little bit like mathematics talking about axis, but then that's what it is, okay? So that it will help you a lot when you want to figure out how you want to move this thing or place this thing or whatever, right? The next to it, we have rotation. So same thing, you can rotate it however direction you want. Also, it's being represented by this circle. So if you want to rotate it like this, so just make sure that you when you choose it, the axis will be in yellow color. So right now we are like rotating it on it. I think it's on X. This is on X axis. This is on the Y axis or Z axis. And this is, okay, I cannot tell right now, but we can tell. There's a way to tell it. So the next one, so if you want to rotate it like the whole axis, all three axes, this is what you're gonna do. Okay, so you can go around, you can go all the way around this big circle over here. Or same thing like this one also, if you go to the center here, then you can move it anywhere around. Means it's not limited to only left, right, up, down, or front, back only. If you go center, make sure it's highlighted at the center. There's a little square at the center, then you can go all around like this. So for this one, it will be this big circle over here. Then you can just move it all over. Same thing on the scale. The last one is the scale. Obviously, scale means that it makes it bigger. So same thing, the direction of the little cube here shows the direction how it makes bigger. So if I put this, it's gonna become longer over here. So our object right now is so rotated that you might not be able to tell what is the part that's made longer. But now you can see it's getting longer on the X, or you want it to be longer on the Z like this, or you want it to be longer like this. So you can make it bigger like that. So let's say that's what it is. But let's say you want it to be proper, right? You want it to be about the same. So you go again to the center. Go to the center. See? It will make it uniform. It will become uniform. So you might not be able to see because right now I already butchered our square, our cubeboard is no longer cubeboard. So if you want to delete your object, just make sure you have the object highlighted. How you want to know the object is highlighted? You can see all this arrow and all this thin yellow line, right? That means you are choosing that object. So if you're not choosing, see, right now I'm choosing the light source. Then on the light source, there is this arrow. So if I put over here, then there's over here. So if you have this one, you just press on the delete key on your keyboard, then it's go missing. So let's get a new one, a proper one. So you can see that. So you see, it stays the keyboard shape like this. So, but again, like I said, for me, I don't really like to use the top part because you have no way to know precisely how much bigger or what, which actually disturb me a little bit because I need to know. I need to know that number. Not that I need to know that number, but I want that number to be uniform when I do something, especially when you are doing something that is replicating, that you're going to replicate, right? You can't just do it by vision. So what you can do is, you see over here, there's an open panel at the top here. You click on here and it will open another window over here. So if you see over here, there's object and scene. Scene refers to the whole scene of your on the stage. So firstly, you have the environment. Right now it's blue in color, but I can definitely just change this if I wanna change. I can either change it to texture, pattern, or pictures even. Basically, the texture is where you have to upload your own picture. So that picture can be anything. Either it's a pattern, background, any picture you have, or by color. So by color, you can just choose over here. You just click on here, it will pop up this little window, and then you can choose color. Okay, so that's like red. I don't know why our world is going to be red, but you can do it. You totally can. So if you want to do like something in the space, right? So maybe you want something black like this, or you are like stuck in the room, the situation is whatever. But basically you can just use any color you want. If you want to use texture also, you can use texture. So click on it, it will open here. It says all file, but actually it will only accept like pictures. So you want pictures over here. From my experience, that pictures has to be very high quality. If not, it will become blur. The reason why is because this space is big, and this whole thing, whatever you are seeing right now, is in this like peach color. Whatever color is this, I don't know. Okay, let's say it's like actually red color. Whatever places right now that you see is in red color, if you put on picture, then it will become the picture. Ooh, that looks nice actually. But you can see where it meets because it's not like a full circle. If you can get 360 picture, I think it will be better. It'll be much better. But anyway, it looks like this once you get the picture. So environment, equi-rect, I'm not sure what it does, but it's just like something for your, it's all for the look of it. Fog, if you have fog, so of course it will look blur a little bit. Tone mapping, same. You want it to be darker, like less exposure, or you want it to be brighter a bit. Okay, we're not gonna put it. And then this post processing, if you play the Sims, then you know what is this. It's just to make the whole image, the whole, you know, visual looks nicer. It makes everything looks crisp, high quality and all, which definitely you can use once you done your whole project, I think. Right now it's not so important. So let's go back to our object. So you see over here, there is position, rotation, and scale. And if you see on your right side, you also will still have the same thing. You have position, you have rotation, and you have scale. So like I said before, this one position, rotation. So over here, you actually can manipulate all this value more accurately. So right now it's like this, right? So let's say I want to make like a platform. So I want it to be longer on this side. So as you can see, the one that is moving right now is the Z value. So that's the one I'm gonna change on my scale. So we can change to maybe 10. Not long enough, so I make it 15. So you can control precisely. And then this one up and down is Y. You can see the Y number is the one that is moving, so that's Y. So that one I just want it to be I want it to be quite thin, so like 2. Okay, so that's good. It's 2. So you can see right now our platform is like floating on the base. You can do this over here, so it's probably 1, and then I'll just make it at the center actually, so it will be 0 for this and 0 for this. We can totally make this one also a bit bigger, So that will be our X. So maybe like 10. 10 is too big. 8 chips. So if you see, this come out from actually just a simple cuboid like this. And now it looks like this. So that's how much you can manipulate it. Not only that you can do, you can see down here there's a material property which you can change the color. First off, on the mesh color, you can change the color over here if you want. So if you guys see a lot of purple, it's because I like purple. Okay, bear with me. So you can change the color like this if you want. This one is like a secondary color. It's like a kind of like gradient kind of thing. So if I put like red over there, right? So you can see that now it has like some part of red. The part of red is taking over. So you can change this value to like 0.1, just a little bit of it. 0.5. The blending is the blending between the colors lah. If you want it, but we are not using it. It's just normal thing. It's like additive, subtractive, multiply, which is normally we do. Okay, but we are not using that. So besides changing the color, we can also change the texture. Okay, before that, you will to move around over here, to rotate, you just have to press your left button on your mouse. Then you can rotate it around, or you can move it up and down like this, or you want to look it from up, you can do like this then, right? Just using your left mouse button. But if you want to pan around the studio, then you press your control key and then you move it with your left mouse button again, drag it around, then you can drag it like this if you want to center your thing. So control plus your left mouse, and then you can rotate it like this. That's how you can move. Zoom is normal. You just use your roll mouse button. I think that's about it. You can also use left click. Actually, right mouse button click to move it around, to pan around. Now let's look back our object. We can also include texture. So if you look down here, there's a texture. There's two types of texture, which is like real life object texture, and another one is like the synthetic one, where it will retain this color. So if you want to retain this color, right, then you will choose the normal map here. So you have to available it first, make it available, toggle it on, and then you click on the plus button, and then you can either use your own picture if you want. Like if I say import from desktop, right, and then I took the same picture, I took another picture, this one, right? Then that picture will cover the surface of this. So you can see the picture is covering. But if you don't want a picture, you go to asset library. They already have a built-in one that they provided. Stone, lava, metal. So you will have the pattern over there. Or you can upload your own pattern too. And this pattern, it won't just stay like this. You can also modify. So you have offset over here if you want it not to be, the pattern not to be centered. But pattern is repeating, so you might not be able to see it so much unless you have like your picture. Then you can adjust the way your picture looks, so it will be centered over here. But you can change this repeating. What happen is, it will, right now is there's no repeating it, but if you put it on repeat, right, let's say I put 5 over here on X, so you see the X1 is becoming smaller over there, and then I put the same on Y, then you can see it becomes smaller, all the pattern. So it's repeating it 5 times, 5 times 5 like that. If I put it like 0.1, then it become bigger than 0.1. See? You can't even see the round shape now. So that's why it's like. There's another one, which is this one, the top one. It just called map. This one is like follows the real world. If you are using it for 3D, for world building, this will be more useful. So same thing, you go to the map, and then it provide all this. So you can see it's much more. So let's say we are making park. So there's like a grass over there. So same thing, you can adjust this. So I think this look proper a little bit. Okay. And then you can change over here if you want it to be like the color. Okay, this look nicer green. So you have like a grass kind of shape. After texture, we have the behavior. So the behavior is how your object will react in certain event when it is in the world, right? Script, if you don't toggle on the script, then when you go for the coding part just now, as you can see over here, like I said, there's nothing else except your avatar. If you toggle on the script, pay attention to the name. Like this one is box F to 9. You just have to memorize this number actually, F to 9. So you go to the script over here. and then you see it comes out already F29. If you want to use it on script, I wouldn't encourage you to put everything on the script if you are not using it in the script. Only the object that you want to use in the script. At the end of the day, when you're making a complete project, right, you will have a lot of objects, so it can get confusing. So like this one, I don't want it to be on the script because I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to make any script, any coding with this platform, so I will toggle it off for now. So, and then you can have can collide. This thing you need to, this one depends on what you are doing. So can collide means it can collide with the object. The object can block our avatar. If we don't toggle this on, what happens is our avatar can go through it. So right now it's not toggle on. If I click on play, so you can click on play over here to test. So every time you do your project, in every progress you make, it's good for you to test it out in the real application. So you click on play, right? So you can see now our avatar, that's my avatar by the way, but anyhow, you see it can go through here. So if you click on the collide and then now you click on play, now it's standing on the stage, on the platform that we make. Now it cannot pass, so you can toggle it on or off. For me, I will just use it on. Anchor is just the way the thing is placing. So like right now the anchor is at the center, right? This is more useful when you are doing text-based, because in text-based you can actually change the anchor of the object. Right now the anchor of each object is the very center of that object. So now shadow is just add shadow, that it makes this more realistic. Now we have our first object. So the first one we're going to make, maybe we make a collecting thing.